Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about things my ex-best friend did. But I'm going to start by going through our entire friendship. I posted a little bit about this on my TikTok, but I don't feel like posting like an entire part 2 and just So I'm just going to post an entire video because I forget where I left off. So me and this girl, we're gonna call her a 14-year-old because that's how old she is. So at the time we met, she was 13 and I was 12. Times have changed. So I met her around October, November 2024. So a few weeks after we met, I got grounded and didn't talk to anybody in our entire friend group because I didn't have my phone. So as soon as I got my phone back, I was trying to text everyone and like hang out because I was like bored and cooped up. And no one would answer. She didn't answer. No one answered until like December when I texted her and I was like, hey, do you want to hang out? And she was like, sure. So we hung out and it was fine. Everything was great. And around January, February, she started dating this guy. We're going to call him 11-year-old because that's how old he was. So they start dating and it's fine and dandy. Then 11-year-old's twin, who's also 11, starts dating this 13-year-old girl. And I mean, me and the boys, the 11-year-olds and 13-year-old, we were friends, not together, like different, back in like 2022, 2023, 21, I don't know, back then. So I knew them, like we were like chill. Me and 13-year-old, I don't know. We hung out the day before this all went down. So I had a crush on 11-year-old, the one that was dating 13-year-old. Okay? We're actually going to call the one who was dating 13-year-old 12-year-old. Okay? Because that's how old he is now. So they're both the same age. I just don't want to be like, yeah. So I liked 12-year-old at the time, and I also at one point liked 11-year-old way back when. So I feel like everybody knew that I liked 12-year-old, and she 13-year-old, we hung out the day before this, and she literally asked me if I liked 12-year-old, and I told her yes, and she was like, oh. And she had already 13-year-old dated 11-year-old. So, yeah. But the next day, also she had a boyfriend. She had a boyfriend when she asked me who I liked. And next day, hey, so we're dating. I don't know why. Me, 12-year-old, 11-year-old, and 14-year-old, we all were hanging out. And 14-year-old was going on about like, oh yeah, so why are you giving Katie all these mixed signals? And I was like, bro, what? So then 12-year-old literally breaks up with 13-year-old over the phone, like over text. And then we go up to the park close to her house, and 13-year-old, she texts me and she's like, Katie, get your butt over here right now, like we had to talk. And then everyone just came with me and they all were like screaming at each other on our porch. I don't know. So then a couple weeks after that, 14-year-old goes to the mental hospital. So she was there for maybe 2 weeks, and during that 2 weeks I missed her a lot because we were like prime friendship. So I was texting her like all the time. And, like whatnot. Like paragraph. Sorry, I pulled an all-nighter. It's not looking cute. So I was texting her, and literally, I didn't know when she got back. My mom saw her riding her bike with her brother. That's the only reason she knew she got back. And she had the audacity to be hanging out with 13-year-old. You know why that's audacity? Because 13-year-old was talking crap about me to 14-year-old and about 14-year-old to me. Like, hello? So anywho, then I did not like 13-year-old at this time. I shortly after we, had a reunion, I started hating her. Because she was a pick me. And it was not fun. So, then, after she got back, our friendship was, so, we went to Maryland, to my grandma's house together for a week, and I realized that she is freaky. And at this time, it was in June, and she had broken up with an 11-year-old. They broke up 9 times. 9 times, and got back together 9 times, and she started dating another 12-year-old, so we're gonna call him Doofus. I don't know. So her and Doofus were dating, and every time I would hang out with her and Doofus, I mean, I think I'm still friends with Doofus. I don't know. He's in Puerto Rico. So, every time we would hang out, they would always, make out and, be freaky and, all touchy-feely. And I'm like, I'm great that you have a boyfriend that, likes you and, you like each other. But you don't have to do that in front of your painfully single best friend. So, naturally, I sprayed them with my hose. Many times. Because everyone was always at my house because I had a trampoline. So, everyone was always at my house. They were at my house when I wasn't home. They were at my house when I wasn't outside. They were at my house all the time. And it was very annoying. I literally would, start screaming at them and, spraying them with my hose because of how much they would just be at my house. And I'm just like, bitch, stop. So, when we were in Maryland, I realized that I don't like her, that she is actually quite annoying and a liar. So, we just, stopped talking for a while, and then we hung out the 4th of July, and that was the last time we hung out. And then yesterday, the day before, I told her I didn't want to be friends with her. So that's our entire friendship happening, and I'm gonna go into, detail about what she did. So during our whole friendship, she was very freaky. So she, sorry. She was very freaky. She would, I don't know. She would be that kind of person who, would run her hand down your back and touch your ass. She would be that kind of person who puts her hand on your thigh, who, grabs your face to, kiss her, or, I don't know. She would just be, overly freaky, and I'm just like, bro, can you stop? And I mean, all friends smack each other on the ass. I mean, that's not weird. At least I don't think. So, we would smack each other on the ass, but then it draws a line at some point, girl. Also, every time we would hang out, she would always talk about, depression. And I'm just like, girl, I know you're both depressed, but, I don't want to talk about that, because that then led me to, and, so, yeah, she also, but I don't really do that anymore because I don't really see the point in it, because, what the fuck. Also, I'm not friends with her, so yay. Also, one time, 13-year-old, she started saying, I'm gonna, and that she was gonna, and, she was super suicidal. She also said that both of her cats died on the same day, not even an hour apart. Also, she said she got shot. She said she got shot in the shoulder, but she'd be wearing tank tops and tube tops, and there's nothing there. So she didn't get shot. That's a complete lie. Also, she says she got surgery on her knee. She has no scars on her knee. Hello? So she just lies about a bunch of stuff, but she sounded very serious, and I was texting 14-year-old about this, And at the time, I was with 14-year-old and Doofus, and I think it was Doofus. It was either Doofus or 11-year-old, one of them. And I started texting 13-year-old, and she wouldn't answer. I didn't know that she got her phone taken at like 8 o'clock. So I was texting her at like 8:04, and I was like, oh, girl, are you okay? And I started calling her and texting her, like, blowing up her phone, and I was like, yo, what the fuck? And then she did text me, but then I tried to text her, like, the rest of the night, and she didn't answer. So then I was texting, like, a bunch of other people. I texted my mom, I texted 14-year-old, I texted 11-year-old, I texted, like, a bunch of people, and I was like, I'm actually very concerned, so, yeah. And then I texted one of my other friends, who's not involved with this situation at all, and I was like, do you think I should do this? And she was like, yes. So I called 988 on 13-year-old, concerned about what I should do, and I didn't know what they were gonna do. I didn't know they were gonna send a cop to her house. They just did, and I didn't know, but at least she was okay. That is the definition of being a good friend. Okay? Like, I didn't have any way to text her mom or her dad. Also, they separated, so, like, what am I supposed to do, y'all? Like, I couldn't go up to her house because it's, like, 11 o'clock. So and then this happened a second time where 14-year-old was, like, pressuring me to call 988 on 13-year-old again. And then police showed up to her house, and the next day after, 13-year-old's mom and dad came to my house while I was not there, coming home from a riding lesson with 14-year-old, yelling at us, calling me a bully, calling me a bad friend, calling me all these names. And I'm like, I am a 12-year-old child. What are you, a grown woman, yelling at me for being a, like, concerned friend? Also, I would like to point out that all the people on 911 and 988 were being, like, okay, actually not 911, because I didn't call 911. So I called 988, and they were like, yeah, it's such a good friend. And I was just like, what the fuck, dude? And she was, like, all crazy. She was lying. 13-year-old was lying about practically everything to her mother. Anywho, back to 14-year-old. So she would steal all of my shirts, like, all of the time. I'm not even joking. She stole, I want to say, 6 shirts from me. I got most of them back. She took one of my shirts hostage. Don't know. She took it, and I actually don't think I'm ever getting it back because she said that her bird ate it. And I was like, I'm about to call, like, the police and say destruction of property. Like, go arrest her, because what the fuck? You took my shirt, you let your bird eat it, like, you're not giving it back to me. Like, bro, what? She pressured me into drinking alcohol because I didn't want to. She said that it was a Monster, because I love Monster. She said it was a Monster. She pulls out, it's alcohol. And she was just like, oh, no, it's like the same thing. Like, who cares? And she was like, I'll give you, like, $20. And I never got that $20. She pressured me into sneaking out and doing drugs and eating gummies, edibles, and all this stuff. And I was like, bro, I didn't sneak out with her. I didn't do drugs with her. I did not do that. It was just not cute. So if this stuff happens where your friends are, like, pressuring you to do stuff that you don't want to do, go home. Go home and tell someone. Like, don't just, like, go home. Tell your friends. Tell the people that are in your friend group. Tell people, because who knows? What if they're doing it to somebody else and they, like, get really, really badly hurt or badly traumatized? Like, you'll never know. Tell somebody if weird shit is happening. That's your life lesson for today.